I'm still in the last 20% of my rehab. Although when players come back from long-term knee injuries or injuries, the first game back, everybody presumes that you are now back. There are certain things in rehab that you can't replicate, and that is a lot to do with the speed of the game and decision making and position on the pitch and the repercussions of what happens if you don't make that tackle or don't get back in and block that shot. So all those things and those split-second decisions that you're making can only be replicated in games. So that's what the final 20% of rehab really is. You can get yourself as fit and as strong and as sharp as what you can do without games. But this part now that I'm in, I think my performances have been good for how long I've been out, and I'm really enjoying the opportunities when they come. My job is to make sure that I'm ready when the manager asks me to play, and long may it continue.
I mean, I do want to ask you about the injury, because you've been quite open about when you were at Bournemouth and you had the injury many years ago, and it sort of affected you quite badly, and you struggled to cope in a lot of ways. Being a bit older, a bit more mature, different point in your life, has it been a different experience this time, that year?
Yeah, in terms of how to cope with it, it's been different. It's I wouldn't say it's been easier. It's just I've been able to take it with a little more perspective in terms of what football is, in terms of its importance in my life. Obviously, I've got kids now, so that it always helps. But yeah, when I was at Bournemouth, it was a very uncertain time. I was still trying to make my way in the game and trying to prove to Bournemouth fans that I'd be a good signing and stuff. So the timing of it was really difficult to take. This time has been difficult for different reasons. I felt like I was playing well when I got injured, and I felt like I was trying to establish myself in the manager's ideas, and the team were doing well. So it was a tough time to sit out and see all the work that we'd put in together over the previous few years. Other people build on, but absolutely that is elite sport, and being back now and being a part of it is equally as it is just as impressive and just as wholesome as what it was before I got injured. Like, I'm loving it now, and I was loving it before.
Lots of exciting things to look forward to with Villa, and it's an exciting time. You mentioned the frustration on missing out on that period, but I was imagining that coming back to a Champions League campaign is kind of something that's exciting and an extra motivation, really, because I think however much fun a job is, for it to be something new must add something.
Yeah, absolutely. People are always looking for new ideas and new stimuluses. So the Champions League has certainly given a different feeling around the club. You see at Villa Park or away days for the fans is certainly a different feeling, and the players feel that as well. It didn't really drive me through rehab, knowing that we might come back to Champions League football, because it felt so far away from where I was at the time. I still had a lot of things to do and a lot of hurdles to overcome to get back on the football pitch. So, but now I am here, and now I am a part of it. It's a special time in the club's history, and yeah, you're absolutely right. It adds something else, and I think you see the excitement that it brings from around the club as well.
And can I ask you about Bruges, because that was not perhaps the way you wanted it to go at the Champions League debut. You had the Premier League debut that was rather worse than that, with like the injury. So life seems to throw these things up at you on these debuts. What happened there?
Well, if there's something that's going to happen, it's usually going to happen to me. And I thing about the Bruges game is I never came away from that game feeling any differently than what I did when I played against Brentford and got man of the match. I don't participate in the extreme highs or extreme lows, really, of the emotions of a game, both in and out of the game. So before or after the game, or as the game is going on, I'm fairly level-headed, and I'm fairly unflappable, I think, in terms of riding those emotions. So one thing that means to the fans is that when I walked away from Bruges, it didn't really affect me. Of course, the main thing I was disappointed at is the fact that I didn't think we were going to concede in the game, and I didn't think that we were going to. I didn't think we were going to lose the game. So walking away from there with a 0-0 will always be a good result in Europe or any away game. That's what I was frustrated at. I wasn't frustrated at what happened or the incident itself, because mistakes happen, and yeah, I think if that was going to happen to anybody, I'm happy that it happened to me, because I'm fairly sure I can cope with it. There's certain things in Villa's history that we want to try and replicate. I think everybody has spoke about the fact that winning a trophy is big on everybody's to-do list here and ambitions. So it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to do it with the group of players that we've got here, because quite a lot of the players also have bought into the journey that we've been on for so long now. I think John is the longest member of playing staff here at the moment, if you take out Jacob Ramsey's academy experience. So what he's seen and what the players have contributed to, and the new players that are coming and adding into, I think it's a really exciting time for the players and for the staff, for the club as a whole, and hopefully we can achieve something special together.